my beautiful hub nights. I am your host with the most, Norman, of the Transportation Hub YouTube channel. And today we will be continuing the part 2 commentary of the L train Canarsie Tunnel Hurricane Sandy Fix and Fortify Reconstruction project work. Now, so far in part 1, we talked about the L train. How long will it be closed? Where will the L train service operate during the closure? What boroughs will be affected? The subway stations and lines that will see increase in car capacity and ridership based on revolvement around the L train closure, as well as for new the implementation of M14 SBS, which is coming soon, and as well as the implementation of 4 temporary SBS routes operating between Manhattan and Brooklyn via the Williamsburg Bridge. Okay, you guys, so enough talking for me, and let's get this commentary started. Okay, guys, due to the slides being big and there's so much information being covered about the L train tunnel reconstruction, as well as alternative travel, street reconfiguration, elevators being installed on Bedford Avenue, as well as 14th Street becoming a busway only between the hours of 3 p.m. between 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever. So much information has to be covered overall, so this commentary has been split up into 2 parts. In part 1, you'll see me discussing the L train service shutdown, as well as alternate service and etc. from slides 1 through 16. That's part 1. Part 2 will consist of slides 17 through 33. Now let's get started. What we have here right now is the Interborough Select Bus Service, L3 SBS, which will operate between near the Bedford Avenue station in Brooklyn and Soho. So as you can see here, the L3 SBS route starts near the Prince Street 6 train station, travels along East Houston Street to connect with the 6 BDF and M, as well as the R&W trains at Beacon Street, Broadway, Lafayette, and Prince Streets. Then it will turn right on this corner right here, turn left on Delancey Street, make a stop near the Delancey Street, Exit Street, FMJ and Z train stop, travel along the Williamsburg Bridge along with the JM and Z train lines to make sure that there's no congestion on the JM and Z, because remember, due to the L train being shut down between Manhattan and Brooklyn, J and Z trains will operate local between Myrtle Avenue, Broadway, and Marcy Avenue in both directions, alongside with the M train to help accommodate displaced L train passengers. To help accommodate displaced L train customers. As you can see, service operates between Bedford Avenue and Soho every 2.5 minutes during AM and PM peak hours. Interborough Select Bus Service number 4, L4 SBS, operates between Bedford Avenue and 1st Avenue East 15th Street. So all these 4 temporary SBS routes will accommodate each other in some sort of way. We don't know which depot will be serving these bus routes, But my theory will bet. I have a theory that the Michael J. Quill Depot in Manhattan will serve the depot. Well, here's my theory on the 3 bus depots that will serve all 4 of these as temporary SBS routes that travel between Manhattan and Brooklyn, Manhattan via the Williamsburg Bridge alongside with the JMZ. So my theory, if you guys want to believe me and not want to disagree with me, that's okay too. So my theory is that the Michael J. Quill Depot from Manhattan, from the Manhattan Division, and either the Grand Avenue or the Fresh Pond Road or the Fresh Pond Depot, or both of those depots from the Brooklyn Division will operate along the 4 temporary SBS routes. Now let's take a closer look at L4 SBS. Operates service between Bedford Avenue and First Avenue East 15th Street. Every 6 minutes during the AM peak hours, every 6.5 minutes, every 6.5 minutes during the PM peak hours. So as you can see in this route, it has, as you can clearly look at it, the L4 SBS, it has the same Brooklyn route as the L1 SBS route, and has the same Manhattan route as the L2 SBS route. Remember, keep in mind, L train customers, that even though that you are displaced, you will have 4 temporary SBS routes to travel between Manhattan and Brooklyn. So there should be absolutely no excuses of why you should not be able to go to work today. You can move if you live near the L train out of Brooklyn, Manhattan. You can move. You can either switch boards or move up to Queens to a nearby subway line that can get you to and from Manhattan real quick. That's fine. But know this: there's no excuse why you should not be able to go to work today, because both the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, aka the MTA, and the New York City Department of Transportation is doing everything they can in their power to plan the best transit alternatives for the L train service between Manhattan and Brooklyn. You have 4 temporary SBS routes connecting you in Brooklyn near the Bedford Avenue L train station, which elevators will be installed, I might add. It will connect you. 2 of those SBS routes will connect you near to the Lorimer Street Metropolitan Avenue G&L train subway complex, and will connect you near to the Grand Street station. Late night SBS service. So the way how it looks right now. The M14 bus that's going to be implemented next year. Oh, by the way, before I get into this, I'm going to mention the announce date for you guys. It looks like the future upcoming M14 SBS route that will make its debut in 2019 will not see late night service at all. It will not see late night service at all. Because if you look at it really, late night L1 buses, L2, well, it looks like the only SBS route that will operate at all times will be the L2 bus route. The L2 SBS route will operate at all times between Grand Street near the L train line, near the L train station in Brooklyn, and in Soho surrounding the Delancey Street exit street, the Prince Street, the Spring Street 4 and 6, and the Bleecker Street 4-6D D F and M train stations, and as well as the Delancey Street exit street F and M train stations. What a coincidence! They have the M train as when they, as you guys can notice in this map right here, they show the M train on the map at Bleecker Street, Broadway Lafayette, and the Delancey Street exit street. Now remember, the M train does not normally operate past Myrtle Avenue Broadway, does not operate does not operate northbound past Myrtle Avenue Broadway during late nights. What? Why is that? Why would they show the M train during late night bus service? I'm going to clue you guys in on a little secret. Due to the fact that the L train is shut down between Bedford Avenue and 8th Avenue. Okay. Let's take the weekend L train service for example. They'll either shut down L train service between 8th Avenue Manhattan and either Lorimer Street and Brooklyn, either Lorimer Street, Myrtle Wyckoff, or Broadway Junction, all the way down in Brooklyn. Okay? So what the MTA would do, they will use the M train service to have it operate between Metropolitan Avenue in Queens all the way up to Midtown Manhattan. That's the weekend. Or all the way up to 96th Street, 2nd Avenue, and the Upper East Side. That's what they did. That's what they did during Memorial Day weekend last year. Get this. During late night hours, when there's no L train service between Bedford Avenue and 8th Avenue in Bedford Avenue, Brooklyn, 8th Avenue, Manhattan, the M train service, late night and weekend, this is both late night and as well as weekend, both late night and weekend M train service will be extended from Myrtle Avenue, Broadway, and or Delancey Street exit street all the way up to 96th Street, 2nd Avenue on the 2nd Avenue subway Q line. You heard me. During late nights and weekends, M train service will operate between 96th Street, 2nd Avenue, all the way up on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, along the Q line, at the Q train station, all the way down to Middle Village, Metropolitan Avenue, all the way down in Queens. Was a good thing MTA thought about this too, because at least that M train won't go around a circle serving both Metropolitan Avenue and Forest Hill 71st Avenue here in Queens, which I will say the two stations are 2.47 meters apart. That is a fact. Both of the M train terminuses in Queens are 2.47 meters apart. That is no joke. Okay, now as you can see, the late night L14 SBS route will operate between Stuyvesant Cove, operate from Stuyvesant Cove all the way along 14th Street, right direction on Avenue A, left turn on Delancey Street, enter Brooklyn, start going around the circle around the bridge, just to serve the L train Bedford Avenue station. They'll go back around along Roebling Street or whatever, just re-enter the bridge and head back up to Manhattan again. Okay. Look at this. The 14th Street Transit Corridor. See here, right here. M14 SBS. SBS overlaid on top of the M14 A and D. So keep in mind that the M14 A and D local routes will still be remaining. And keep this as a note fact that the M14 is the last is the last articulated bus route to have implemented SBS service. But there's something different about this one. This one is not diverted from the normal local crosstown routes. Because if you look at the M34, the M60, the M79, the M23, and the M86, all of those Arctic routes were implemented where SBS implemented from the local crosstown routes. But no, not this one. This one's completely different. This one This one is a whole new created SBS route on top of its own, laid over top along two local routes that operates along 14th Street in Manhattan every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So M14 SBS over top laid on top of the M14 A and D. So I'm gonna work my way from west to east. You know what they say from PEMDAS? You work the operation from left to right. Well, I'm going to read this map here from left to right, just like how we do PEMDAS. Just like how we do PEMDAS. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, because you have to work the operation. Because you have to work the operation or the equation from left to right. So I'm going to read this map from left to right. So the SBS route starts off along the west side, 10th Avenue, Stuyvesant Cove. It will serve, then make all the stops along 14th Street, 10th Avenue, stops at 10th Avenue. Then it will serve 8th Avenue, right here, serve 8th Avenue, bi-directional, where you can connect with the AC and E trains. Right here, the M14 SBS will stop at 6th Avenue. Oh, not stop at 7th Avenue, X. Because if you look carefully at this map right here, the M14 SBS will only serve the closed L train stops along 14th Street. As you can see, the 6th Avenue, where you can connect with the local F&M trains. But what if you're on IRT 7th Avenue and if you want to connect with the M14 SBS? Well, it's either you have to walk out of the station and walk along 14th Street to 6th Avenue, or you're going to crawl underneath that tunnel, go into 6th Avenue direction, and use the 6th Avenue exit to connect with the M14 SBS there. Alright, along here is the Union Square area. Right here is the Union Square area. Looks like the stops along Broadway and Irving Place, Park Avenue. Looks like stops near Park Avenue and Broadway. The Union Square area where will serve and connect with the 4, 5, and 6 IRT Lex, my favorite lines, and the BMT Broadway lines and Q, R, and W. And as you can see, the M14 SBS will most likely parallels the M23 SBS route. Then it will make a stop on 1st Avenue. We can connect with the M15 SBS, as well as the L1 and L4 temporary SBS routes. Then it will make its way up along 14th Street, left turn on Avenue C, to serve the Stuyvesant Cove Ferry Terminal. Free transfer to and from ferry with SBS ticket. And they named this ferry the L Ferry, named after the L train. They call this the L Ferry. The L Ferry. The L Ferry. But all jokes aside, the M14 connects with the M23 SBS at the Stuyvesant Cove Ferry Terminal, where both SBS routes will connect with the L Ferry. Phoenix will be a good boy and a face. No more heel. No more heel, evil Phoenix. Okay, here comes the tedious part. 14th Street Busway. Buses and local access only. Eastbound, 9th Avenue to 3rd Avenue. Westbound, 3rd Avenue to 8th Avenue. From 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. That means to all my drivers out there, no car access along 14th Street. 14th Street is a major busway only between the streets indicated. And the busway, bus priority, SBS, SBS, route and stop. That all that is proposed. Shuttle route and stop, existing bus lane. Williamsburg Bridge, buses, trucks, HOV 3+ only Manhattan bound and Brooklyn bound 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. Bus priority. Major bus priority along Kenmore Street in Manhattan, all the way goes up, becomes Atlantic Street, through the Williamsburg Bridge, and all the way up to Grand Street L train in Brooklyn. And as you can see, the L train ferry, the L ferry, which will connect between the Cypress ferry terminal right here and some ferry terminal right here in Williamsburg near Bedford Avenue. Local access within the 14th Street Busway. Response to public and elected official feedback. Local access. Light turn on 14th Street. Exit at next right turn. Left turns prohibited at most intersections. Enforceable with bus lane cameras. Most pickup and drop-off activity. Current activity 6 ways on the avenues out on 14th Street. DOT will conduct outreach local businesses and reside about access policy. What's in here? Okay, here's the current existing routes. See all this are crosswalks. You got 15.5 feet for cars and 10.5 feet for buses. And vice versa. 10 on this side of the street right here, 10.5 feet for cars and 15.5 feet for buses. Here we go. Proposed at stops. Now this is where the 14th Street Busway design comes into play now. Temporary bus bulb. Bus stop, SBS, bus and local delivery travel lane, okay. Bus local delivery travel lane, okay. Temporary pedestrian area. Got loading space 10 mid block, bus and local access travel lane, and then there's loading space. As you hear in the news earlier this week here, that the M14 SBS will be implemented on Sunday, January 6, 2019. So that's like 5 to 6 days after New Year's Day. The only reason why it's being implemented early because the MTA wants to try out the M14 SBS 3 months before the scheduled L train shut down, and will make any adjustments if necessary. You gotta see. Keep me far away from Elvis. Elvis might try to eat me. Stop. Okay. 14th Street Busway hours. 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. For buses, emergency vehicles, local access for deliveries, private parking garages, pickups, and drop-offs. Busway hours support periods of the highest traffic demands along 14th Street. Bus lane cameras enforcement NYPD presence will deter through traffic. Busway operations without a midday gap allows for clear messaging and enforcement. DOT will monitor traffic conditions on 14th Street and wider traffic network throughout the closure period. As you can see from the traffic volume, bus speed per hour, bus speed per hour on the vertical side, on your vertical left side, on the vertical right side, you'll have vehicles per hour. How many vehicles operate along 14th Street per hour? And of course, you have the traffic volume from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. To 11 p.m. Busway in effect, current M14 speed. As you can see, it rises up, then comes down during the 7 a.m. hour, then remains the same, then at least after the PM rush is over, it slowly rises back up. Williamsburg Bridge, HOV lane 3 hours, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Buses, trucks, and HOV 3 lane only. Manhattan and Brooklyn bound all lanes. Key benefits: 5 a.m. Start discourage early morning congestion before regulation goes into effect. HOV supports period of the highest projected bus ridership demand. Weekend and evening HOV hours support non-commute trips. DOT coordinating with NYPD on enforcement stage and strategy. Current bridge traffic volume and speed. As you can see, 12 a.m. hour, very slow. Very slow. Vehicles per hour along the Williamsburg Bridge. As you can see, from at least 12 a.m. to at least 4 a.m. Very slow. But wait until we get from at least 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Woo! Very high. Very high. HOV plus 3 in effect. 3 plus in effect. It's very high. Very high. The current taxi speeds. Very slow. If you live in Brooklyn or Manhattan, if you want to use a taxi, taxi will not be your best bet. Uber won't even help either. I'll just stick with using the alternatives, the mass transit alternatives that the MTA, that both the MTA and the NYC DOT have set up. Additional bus lanes through extra routes for Interborough routes. Canarsie Street, westbound bus lanes between Clinton Street and Bowery, eastbound bus lane between Allen Street and Clinton Street, Allen Street, bus lane between Houston Street and Delancey Street in both directions, Canarsie Street, westbound bus lane between Bowery and Cleveland Place. Look at all this. So there will be dedicated bus lanes along the Williamsburg Bridge stretching between Manhattan and Brooklyn. Okay. Alright. As you can see right here, in Manhattan, L1 and 4 same the share Manhattan route as well as the L2 and L3 share the same Manhattan route. Now, if you look on the Brooklyn side, they all travel to the Williamsburg Bridge. But look at the Brooklyn side. L4, L3, and 4 share the same Brooklyn route as L1 and L2. They share the same Brooklyn route as well. th and 13th Street bike lanes. Route selection update. One-way bike lane pair. Response to public and elected official work. Response to public and elected official feedback. Simplify intersection designs that minimize conflicts and turning movements. Easier to design for pickup and drop-off at Lenox Health Center, Roberta Clementine Health Center, City and Country School. Limits for Mount Sinai development. Design processes higher bicycle volumes more efficiently. So I'm gonna read this from left to right. First, let's look at 12th Street. 12th Street will operate one way only, heading eastbound, while 13th Street, on the other hand, operates westbound. Prioritizing buses and bikes on Grand Street, Brooklyn. Bus priority. Westbound bus lanes from Bushwick Avenue to Union Avenue. Westbound local access permitted, similar to 14th Street policy. Eastbound bus lanes from Rodney Street to Knapp Street. Eastbound to traffic allowed east of Union Avenue. Bike lanes. Westbound parking protected bike lane. Eastbound buffer protected bike lane. As you can see, the way it is right now, parking lane, bike lane, travel lane. And same thing on this side too. Now here's what it'll be like this. It will be projected will be parking lane, will be bike lane, parking and loading lane, bus, right turn, left turn lane, and travel lane. Initiated proposed ferry service. Ferry operates 6 a.m. to midnight on weekdays and from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. on weekdays between Brooklyn and Manhattan. Every 7.5 minutes during the a.m. and p.m. peak hours. Every 10 minutes middays, evenings, and weekends. Woo! So as you can see, I'm gonna start with the left first. It will connect between the M14 SB. It will connect with the M14 SBS and M23 SBS in Manhattan. We'll go Traveler Way east to Brooklyn, where it'll connect at some ferry dock near Bedford Avenue, Brooklyn. Every 7.5 minutes during the AM and PM peak hours. Every 10 minutes, middays, evenings, and weekends. Okay, weekend preparatory work for L train. Work on the L train. Ensure reliable service for L train riders during reconstruction. Ensure project duration stays within 15 months. No L train service between Manhattan, either Myrtle, Wyckoff Avenues, or Broadway Junction. Okay, let's look at the schedule. Let's see. Oh, it'll be one time only in the summer between August 11th and August 12th. That's summer. And all throughout fall 2018, October, November, till October, November, it'll be October 7th, October 13th, October 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, 2021, 27th, 28th, and November 10th and 11th. Okay. Winter and spring 2019. Okay. February 2nd to the 3rd, 9th and 10th, 16, 17, 11, 16, 17, 23, 24, and all throughout March. 2 and 3, 9 and 10, 16, 17, and April 13 and 14th. Hey, 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 hey! Hey! Hey, but here's a good thing about the winter and spring 2019. The M14 SBS will already be in service by then. So at least there's a little bit relief right there in winter and spring of 2019. So L train closure is supposed to start in April 2019, right? So in my calculations, it's going to either start between approaching midweek of April, mid month, or approaching the end of April, one or the other. I tell you, be prepared for the work. Okay, customer service and communications remaining responsive. Hundreds of staff will be deployed at subway stations, bus stops, ferry locations to manage crowd to ensure safety. Actively communicate with customers in real time, in person, and through all available channels. We'll make adjustments to the plan in response to feedback. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you could always rely on me on the Transportation Hub YouTube channel to give you the answers that you need to hear. As well as you can email or communicate either with the MTA or with the New York City Department of Transportation. Okay, here is all the proposed alternate subway, bus, and ferry services. Okay. And one thing. I forgot to mention one thing about the M14 SBS. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. I was looking at the TV. Oh, oh, oh. There's there's an existing ferry that connects you between Wall Street Pier 11, which stops at Dumbo, South Williamsburg, North Williamsburg, Greenpoint, Hunters Point Avenue, and connect near Grand Central. As you can see, the last stop on all the last stop on all westbound L trains will be Bedford Avenue. As you can see, you can connect to two temporary SBS routes at Grand Street. You could connect with the G train at Lorimer Metropolitan. Connect with the two temporary SBS routes at Bedford Avenue, which will all operate and circulate through Manhattan. You can use alternate routes such as the G, JM, and Z, the A and C, and the 2, 3, 4, and 5 lines. And you can use the free out of system transfer between the Junior Street 3 train station and Livonia L train station. The Hughes Street, Broadway, Lorimer, Connectway. As all I can say, when April 2019 comes, we as New York City, we will get through this. We survived the G train shutdown, which was 4 years ago. We survived the R train tunnel shutdown, which was 4 to 5 years ago. We survived the ANC train, the weekend ANC tunnel shutdown. We survived the E train 53rd Street tunnel shutdown. We survived we even recently survived the Clark Street Tunnel tube shutdown. If we can survive all the shutdowns for fixing 45 Hurricane Sandy recovery work, then we could tackle this L train shutdown together. It will be just 15 months. And hey, just like the R train, it can be done earlier. You know how in 2013, 2014, the R train tunnel shut down between Manhattan and Brooklyn, and the MTA, New York City Department of Transportation, said it will only take 14 months for the tunnel to be repaired. Well, guess what? Guess what? The work was done in 13 months. Was completed a month early in 13 months. Work was done 13 months early. Work was done 13 months earlier. Work was done 13 months earlier. 13 months earlier. And if we all keep our hopes up together, maybe the L train tunnel reconstruction project will be done on time, or maybe a month earlier. Who knows? Oh, and about the new M14 SBS, the MTA is working on a new bus order for the Michael J. Quill Bus Depot, as well as 0 60-foot Arctic buses emission gas that will only operate solely for the M14 SBS route. So all that and more will be implemented for months to come. We are New Yorkers. We can survive through anything. And believe me, we will fight this and get through this together. Hey guys, it's Norman once again from the Transportation Hub, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I hope I explained everything in excruciating detail in regards to the L train shutdown and what will actually go down. I just want you to take this moment to really process the information all together based on the L train tunnel shutdown, and I will be doing a blog post based on the L train shutdown and everything you need to know. Everything you need to know based on the L train shutdown. And I'll be explaining this to you guys through excruciating detail. But once again guys, I'm gonna say this once again, don't forget to like, comment, rate, share the video, and subscribe to the Transportation Hub YouTube channel. And click on the bell for incoming notifications. I'm now available on Instagram, so follow the Hub on Instagram there. Please like the Hub Facebook page, follow the Hub on Twitter and Google+, and please read the Transportation Hub blogger. Once again, I love and respect each and every one of you guys. Peace, prosperity, and love for all mankind. Love all of you guys, and I will see all of you at the next stop.